Hello everyone, I'm Kako Chrissy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will conclude the Hongshan Jade section. Before we move on to Liangzhu section, I'd like to do a quick review of what we have learned so far and share with you some of my experience, how to discover this jade. Actually, it's discover myself. I hope this can inspire you. I have shared the beauty of Hongshan Jade through my book and around this 40-some videos. Thank you for joining me on this journey. You present has given me the strength, and I appreciate it. Explaining the beauty of Asian jade in my third language is not an easy task, and I'm grateful for your patience. I want to emphasize that you should not accept anything I have said without questioning and thinking for yourself. Knowledge only will become yours when you process it through your own thoughts. Use the 4-point checking method I gave you, and I think the general knowledge will find you soon, and the same as the general peace will find you soon. By review each video or just enjoy the pictures of each piece, I think you can get a rough sense of what Hongshan people appreciated, they like, the mysterious, imaginative beauty, the enlightened, the powerful, sweet feeling, the power of the design. Of course, this only give you a rough idea, a tiny bit taste on what the Hongshan culture is. We are far away from covering the entire picture of Hongshan culture. Through my post videos, you can witness my continual learning, and I think if you can identify the gaps in my books or videos and improve upon them, congratulations, you are on the right track. You may wonder what led me on this journey. Aside from my love for the Asian jade, it was a turning point in my life brought on by the sudden change of COVID-19 pandemic. Like most of you, my life was deeply affected by this pandemic. I found myself glued to the TV, constantly checking the death toll, and was shocked to learn one of my good friends is an Asian dealer, an Asian jade lover, a healthy man, but he just passed away within 2 weeks after he got this virus during a flight. I couldn't help to keep on thinking that could be me. So the pandemic lockdown forced me to pause and reevaluate my life. I thought about it and what I should do and what I could do to leave something meaningful behind. That's when I decided to write down my thoughts about Asian jade and leave them for my son. I know one day that will be helpful for him. You know, Steve Jobs once said at a college graduation ceremony, he said this way, say, live today as if it were your last day. While I may not have lived as if it were my last day, I certainly lived as if it was my last year, and managed to complete it most of my writing of my first 3 books in a year. And my husband encouraged me to self-publish them. My high schooler son became my editor. Yes, you hear me right. This mother and son team, our effort brought our very, very basic works into the world. I knew I was not fully prepared, and I was not even born to be a writer. And my son's English is can't be that perfect yet. But by the urgency the pandemic posed on us, I couldn't wait for the perfection. I realized how little reliable information about the ancient jade was available in the Western world. I believe that someday and someone will find this little beacon through our imperfect English writing. You know, life often take unexpected turns. Until you try, you really don't know. Shortly after we published the Hongshan Jade book, which is my very first book, we were thrilled to discover that it had made its way onto the recommended book list by the World History Encyclopedia, a very well-respected, prestigious website with recognition from many famous colleges and universities. This was an honor for me to see my book alongside the professors from the top universities like Columbia. It's an amazing, interesting feeling in my life. And after that, one day, my book was acquired by the Smithsonian Library. An achievement and encouragement I could never have dreamed of. My husband congratulated me for reaching this big milestone. And I thanked him for marrying me and giving me a home in America. The Western culture, particularly America, has a big heart for listening the truth, regardless who is delivering it. Imagine if I was still in China, this will be no way to happen for me to publish a book with my son's help and have it displayed on the shelf of a nation's the most prestigious library. No way. In China, the culture does not readily allow the freedom to pursue the truth or engage independent thinking. I grew up under the slogan that said, the entire nation is one heart. 10 million or a billion people are of one mind. While this has been decades past since I left there, the slogan remained unchanged. This will give you a little bit information about the current situation in China. You know how hard to put your mind into another person's mind. You can try that on your husband or on your wife, but don't try it unless you want to commit suicide. you know this put your mind into your child mind is impossible. Even we gave the birth to him, we raise him up from the day one. It's just impossible. But how, despite this real life experience, the nation is one nation, one heart, one mind. This the situation is continue to dictate our life. So you can imagine the only way to survive in such environmental is through lie, to fake, to hide the truth yourself. There's no room to pursue truth. You may wonder how Chinese people can live like this. The truth is, this culture certainly was worsened loud tremendously since the communism took over in 1949. But deeper, if you see the Chinese history, Chinese people have been conditioned for this kind of a culture for more than 2,000 years, to conform, to follow the rules. Question authority is discouraged. And not only that, if you want a voice to be heard, you know what Confucius told you? He said this to his student clearly, say, you must to be the correct name, has a correct title, to be able to speak something, let people to hear you. So that's the moral we have followed for the past 2,000 some years. We only allowed to study the Confucius textbook, try to climb up a few stairs, rungs in the society. So consequence for that is many of us spend our productive years striving to climb a few rungs in the society, go a little bit higher position. Do you think people still have energy left to pursue the truth? Won't happen if I'm still in Japan. I will have worked very hard to earn money, to pay my bills, and to save the money I could to send it back to China to support my parents in China. Pursue a new adventure require free time, free mind, and a little bit of free money. None of this I could have if I was still in Japan. So I'm truly grateful for the opportunities I have found in America, and for my husband unwavering support. Take a pause and reflecting, I think, is a crucial step to discover the treasure within ourselves. I intensely follow the Steve Jobs advice to live as if it was your last day. It only requires some concentration and a determination. Say, I will do it. I believe all of you are successful in your respective fields. That's why you have the time, energy, and the interest to explore Asian Jade. Despite our expertise, our comfort, we often sense something in our field is not quite right. I think it's a time to take action, contribute to improving the field where excel. After all, we all want to live this world a little better than we find it in the field we are good at it, right? I want to claim writing for these ancient art books in my third language is easy. But I have to tell you, it has been a journey to discover something I didn't know I knew it. Looking back, I realized taking time to stop and think, and then take action to reach a goal. This motion, stop and think and take on action, that's my secret to reaching this miracle result. With a concentration, just like the magnifying glass, magnifying glass you put on the sun, it can igniting the spark, the fire. Same idea. Ordinary folks like you and me can do something surprising us. We all have that potential. In the area we are good at it, I think if you can take this action, it will bring you to somewhere you have never imagined. Even in this narrow ancient jade field, we can devour into to find the truth. Veritas, you know the word veritas, the truth, is indeed beautiful and worth pursuing. What do you think? Thank you for joining me on this journey. Your company gave me strength, and I appreciate it. I also want to express my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Roger Shortman, an Asian art specialist in Hong Kong. He was the first person to recommend my Hongshan book on his website. He has a keen eye to recognize the beauty of Hongshan Jade, and he is a courage man to feature an unknown author's book on his homepage. Thank you very much, Roger. I shall always remember you are the first gleam of a light that shine on my project. Thank you all for being with me today. I will looking forward to sharing more discoveries with you soon. Thank you.